everyone. In a little bit of a different environment because we are in our new house, and sorry about the mess in the background, but we haven't quite found a place for everything yet. So we are still in the midst of unpacking. But I figured while I'm folding these sheets, I might come on and start making my next video, which I was thinking it could be really a good thing to share some of the things that we've been doing to get ready for baby number 2. And I know there's tons of information out there, like everything you need to do to get ready for baby number 1 when it's your first baby, but I don't recall, like I haven't seen much about getting ready for baby number 2 other than like, you know, checklists of things that you need for a second baby that wouldn't have made it onto your first baby registry and that kind of thing, like, you know, a double stroller or whatever. And so there's so much more that goes into preparing for a baby rather than just buying stuff. And so this is not gonna be a video like about products that you need for baby number 2. This is really just the things that you can do, like after it being a little while after you had your first baby, or you know, it's kind of like the first time you're going to be introducing the new baby to your toddler, your already existing child, and so there's just all kinds of prep that goes into it. And I think it's less so this time around focusing on making sure the nursery is perfect, or making sure I have all the baby gear, and more on like preparing emotionally and preparing our family emotionally, and just making sure that our existing little 3-person family, or I guess 5-member family if you count the dogs, are all ready for a second baby. And that's not just focusing on preparing our toddler for baby number 2, but preparing myself and my husband for, you know, double the parenting responsibilities. And so I guess what I'll start with, though, what's really easy to talk about, is some of the things that we did to prepare our son Shepherd for his baby brother. So Shepherd is only 18 months old right now. And so because when they're this young, like ages, you know, 18 months to 5, or even like 12 months to 5 years old, they change so much. And so I think the things that you need to do are going to be different depending on their age, because it'll be different levels of comprehension for you know, what's appropriate, what they understand, what you can talk about with children of different ages. And so that being said, for our 18-month-old, he definitely has noticed. He noticed pretty early on. I want to say I was like around 5 months pregnant or so when he was definitely noticing mommy's belly was getting a little bigger, and he would like touch it, because at the time he was having some sleep trouble, and he wasn't sleeping very well. And so I would sometimes get into his crib with him and try to like help him sleep and like rub his back and stuff. And he would notice me in the crib with this big belly that I didn't have before. And so he was definitely catching on. Plus he, at this point, can speak about 25 words or so. So his vocabulary is like, you know, it's expanding really quickly. And so first thing we started to do was, he noticed my belly, so we started to point to my belly and say baby, and then we would point to like his baby cousin or other babies and say baby, so that he would make the mental connection, this is a baby, but that other little small person that you're looking at is also a baby. And we got some little baby dolls, and he made that connection, like this is also a baby, like this little tiny baby doll. And so kind of familiarizing him with like the concept of a baby. And then with those baby dolls, which I think is a really nice segue into the next point, is I got them for him for Christmas. He was about 17 months old, and the intent was just to help him further practice his gentle hands. But something that happened a few months ago at his school was he actually got a report like sent home basically saying that the teachers wanted to talk to me, and that essentially what it was is he was like tackling kids in his class, which is not something to laugh about, but it's because he has Knox here at home, and Knox loves like when Shepherd lays on him and stuff. And so essentially what the school wanted us to do was start working with him on practicing his gentle hands. And when that did happen, I was already pregnant, and I was already with baby number 2, and I was already, able to tell people, or like felt comfortable telling people like I was beyond the first trimester. And so we would tell them like, okay, yeah, that's great, because obviously like I'm expecting another baby. We need him to practice being gentle for that baby, so we'll definitely work on it at home. And we started working on it at home, and they're working on it at school, and now he has no problems. But I did get the baby dolls to help kind of associate further, like gentle hands includes like not poking them in the eye and that kind of thing. And so we worked on gentle hands, kind of understanding the concept of what a baby is. And I also got him a book that says I Am a Big Brother. It's called I Am a Big Brother. And we've been reading that every now and then, but I think when we're in like the weeks leading up to the birth and then following the birth, that'll be more helpful, because it's kind of like, I'm a big brother, I'm a helper, I like to I love my brother or I love my baby sibling or whatever. So that is another thing we've done so far. And then I also reached out to my sister-in-law, who had some really good tips. She has 3 babies now. One, her oldest is 4, and then she has a 2-year-old, and then she has a 7-month-old, I think he is, or so. Maybe he's getting he's like 7 or 8 months at this point. And she suggested something that actually her sister did, which was after the baby is born, you're gonna have to say like, oh, Shepherd, I'll play with you in 10 minutes after I'm done feeding the baby, or like letting the toddler have to wait. And so a good thing, even though the newborn is not going to like understand the words and it's not going to mean anything, vocalizing that same kind of sentiment and saying, hold on, baby, I'm going to do this for Shepherd, and then I'll be right back and we'll do whatever for you. It just kind of shows the toddler that they don't always have to come second. They don't always have to be the one to wait. And vocalizing that, even though you're not going to always put the toddler second, but kind of seemingly unnecessary because the baby can't understand what you're saying, it's helpful for the toddler to hear like, oh, I'm getting to come first this time. So I thought that was genius, and we're definitely going to do that. And then I think all the other things are pretty much, like the things that you can read online, like getting a gift from the baby for your toddler, like a present to bring home from the hospital and say, this is from your baby brother, was a good one that we're going to do. When you have, so Shepherd won't come to the hospital because of the COVID visitor restrictions. So whenever you have the baby meet the toddler, make sure mom's arms are not holding the baby. So we'll get home, I'll reunite with Shepherd after being away in the hospital, give him a big hug, we'll keep the baby in the car seat, he'll get to hug dad, he'll get loved on for a couple minutes. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry. So someone was at the door, and I never really came back to the video. So it's a few weeks later now, and basically to kind of finish out how we're getting ready for baby number 2, we have been doing all kinds of stuff with Shep to get him kind of in a good place for baby number 2. We're coming up really soon, or like really my delivery date, because it's not my due date, we're actually going to induce a little early, so my delivery date is coming up really soon, and I think the closer that it gets, Shep is I think subconsciously or maybe consciously, I don't know, kind of understanding that something is about to change, and we're not really acting different. I mean, we've been trying to prepare him, but we've been doing that for months now, and however, he's now started waking up in the middle of the night with nightmares on occasion, not every single night, but on occasion, and I feel so bad for him. And his teachers at school told me he's been a little more sensitive lately at school, and they said that that's normal with a new baby on the way and that they've seen that before, so not too worried about it. I definitely think we've been prioritizing spending a lot of time with him, making him feel loved, and just cherishing our last couple weeks as a family of 3 plus our 2 dogs. But I think that it'll all pay off, and I'll definitely update afterward when we bring the baby home and Shep gets to meet him and stuff, and I'll continue to update on how their relationship starts and how their relationship grows. And so as far as myself and Jeff, we've just been spending a lot of time together. We went out on a really nice date for Valentine's Day, and we finally got a babysitter who is not a member of our family. It was our first time doing that, and Shep's almost 19 months old now. But so that was a big step for us, and she was wonderful, and we were able to go out and have a nice dinner together. And we've just been spending time, you know, not just the 2 of us, but I think kind of doing the usual kind of marriage and relationship work that you have to do to make your marriage great, but you know, with a kind of new frame or lens that is, okay, we're getting ready for like this next big huge event in our lives, which is baby number 2. So on top of that, we've also made a plan for when baby number 2 does arrive, how Jeff is going to be on point with Shepherd for at least the first week, probably the first 2 weeks. Kind of everything Shepherd needs. Jeff is going to be the primary caregiver for Shepherd, and I will be the primary caregiver for the baby. And the reason for that is if I do not end up successfully doing my VBAC that I want to do, but I end up doing a C-section, then I won't be able to pick up anything heavier than 10 pounds for a while. I think it's 2 weeks or so that you're not supposed to lift anything heavier than 10 pounds. So basically, like, you can't even carry your baby in a car seat. So for instance, I do pickup. Jeff normally does drop off at school. I do pickup for Shepherd. So we would basically have Jeff doing both, because I can't leave the baby in the car, but I also can't carry the baby in the car seat into the school to pick up Shep, and so it would just be really challenging and difficult. So anyway, until we get our feet underneath us with baby number 2 and we get into some kind of working rhythm, we are going to kind of divide and conquer. And that's not to say I'm going to totally ignore Shepherd. I'm absolutely not. And I'm going to prioritize time with him as well, so he doesn't feel like he's been replaced, especially like with Mom. He doesn't feel like somebody's taken his mommy away. So, but it's going to be very strategic and kind of very much a divide and conquer method, as far as we think. So other than that, I think we're just trying to be really not stressed and relaxed, and there's something really nice about it being our second baby, which is we've had a newborn before. We know what we're doing. when it comes to like bringing your newborn home, how to do basic care for them, change their diapers, feed them. You know, they probably, if they're crying, it's probably because they're hungry in our case, as we learned with Shep, or sleepy, or kind of more rarely, but still sometimes would cry if you needed a new diaper. And then outside of that, like it could be many other things, but like those are the three kind of primary big ones. So I think that we're feeling confident going into baby number 2. I feel like I'm an athlete before like a big game, like a football player before the Super Bowl or something. Like, yeah, feeling really confident going into this, feeling like we're gonna get the W. But yeah, just so excited not to be pregnant anymore. So at this point in time, it's been like a couple weeks since I filmed those last clips, but I am 12 days from going in for an induction, or if the baby has like turned or something, transverse or breech, then we would just do a C-section whenever I go in. But March 1st is going to be when we go in. So anyway, super excited, and I will definitely let you guys know how everything pans out as far as if our preparation efforts were successful on the shepherd front, on kind of the parent side. I have been super busy with work, which is why I haven't been posting recently and why I haven't been filming in a while, but I guess that being said, I also have a lot of to-dos that I have not done yet that I thought I was gonna have time to do before the baby got here. So I'm trying to knock out kind of the most pressing to-dos. Like I had a bunch of things to return to Amazon that I bought for the new house, but we didn't end up using. I have to get my oil changed in my car. That's something I want to do before the baby gets here. And just those kinds of things. But other than that, we are super excited. We're gonna have a family dinner so I'm going in on a Tuesday to get induced a Tuesday night. We're gonna have the preceding Sunday, we're gonna have both my parents and sister and Jeff's parents and siblings and grandfather over for a family dinner, just like a little casual get together and just celebrate. And you know, we'll have them write some little notes to the new baby and kind of getting excited about welcoming him. And hospital bags are packed. I packed everyone's bag. I packed my own hospital bag. I packed Jeff's hospital bag. I packed Shep's go bag. He's gonna go stay with my parents, and so he's all ready to go. So honestly, I can't think of anything else that we could be doing to get ready, but then just praying that the baby stays healthy, that mom stays healthy, and that everything goes safe and according to plan. And yeah, just super excited. Okay, so anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below, and don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.